To start with the disclaimer, I'm not a SEBI registered investment advisor. This is my Nifty chart. Let me introduce myself. I'm an option buyer, so I look for setups where it really helps or gives good returns for the option buying. Okay, that's my aim. So with that, I'll just start. So what I've done yesterday is, before that, if you look at the my chart, so there are some indicators. Everything is personal indicators. Nothing is published. So what these indicate? So I do have a couple of indicators. This second indicator is simply a moving average indicator. So whatever you see in the chart, the line following the chart is 5 EMA indicator, smooth 5 EMA. So that just follows the price. Okay, apart from that, so these indicate buy and sell zones. In a way, supply and demand zones. The reds are demand zones, greens are supply zones. I gave my own definition, something like this. So if there is a pattern like this becomes the supply zone. In a similar way, this pattern in this, the lower V will be the demand zone. This will be the supply zone indicated in reds. This is greens are demand zones. So I have added some more sophistication to the candles to decide on the supply and demand zones, and I use only two candles, two body candles reversal to identify supply or demand zone. That's like two green candles broke down or two red candles break out. So in these cases, I consider two red candles here. In this case, I consider two green candles for breakout figure or supply zone, demand zone. That's the idea behind this indicator. This is not published. This is private. Okay, and this indicator works well under certain circumstances. Like just tested this indicator and I tried to find the best time frame or decent time frame to capture intraday at the same time to remain profitable. So I could identify that hourly chart is the best for this indicator, and that gives very good returns. Trust me. You think that you will miss the trades by going for a hourly chart, but no, don't. You'll never miss the good trades. Okay. And just to give an example how things happen. Okay, is here after this rally upward, there is a supply zone here. Below that, a demand zone formed later. But what happened is demand zone failed. Once the demand zone failed, because there is a supply zone didn't fail. The demand zone created, which got fluid, and you can see what happened after that. Again, the failure of demand zones, failure of demand zones. Ta-da. Supply zone. So these are failures. Supply zone, demand zone. So once we came into this zone, so we see that these are more cluttered. Demand supply zones are overlapping. So there is some volume. There's a fresh seller or something. Or something happened. So there is a opportunity here to offload the positions from one hand to the other. So that is what it means. There is a it got cluttered. Both got mixed up. So in this zone, there is ample amount of time where it has spent in the same range, and finally once the supply zone is broken, there is a big gap up, right? So I'm able to capture this gap up. On this day I took the long trades, on this day I took the short trades. Okay, I'm able to capture these positions, these points long. On this again, supply demand zone created here. On this day again I carried my positions. Once this is happened, once supply zone created here, hourly chart, I exited from the longs. So and this tested the this will be the stop loss for the supply zone, this will be the stop loss for the demand zone. Sorry, this will be stop loss for the demand zone, this will be stop loss for the supply zone. So once this happened, right, one day it just made some drama, and the following day stuck. So it came down all the way till 2400. So this is how this indicator works. It's pretty accurate, and the trades are good. You see this happening, you don't go for long. At most, what it can do is it can break down like this. Instead of retesting the supply zone slightly below the levels, it came down, and once it came down this level, once the demand zone SL got hit, there is a straight sell. So what happened after that? Again, demand zone is created, but there's no confidence here because the previous demand zone got stopped out. So there is no confidence here. So I didn't take any trade here. So and again, a supply zone is created. In this, what happened is supply zone respected the demand zone level, and supply zone SL got hit. Okay, this is something interesting. That's what again here I took the longs. So I didn't take the long on the demand zone breakout, but I took long on supply zone failure. So that gave me better move. So product it came all the way here. So the buyers here will exit obviously once it reaches this value. So I booked my longs here immediately on this day, where I carried my long positions from here. This is a big day for me, and the returns are huge. So here I booked on open because it straight away opened here, but I didn't take any short here because there is no trade for me, because there is no indicator doesn't indicate me any short trade, because there is no zone created in this zone. It came all the way till here. The supply zone is retested and again broke out. Okay, again here demand is created but no confidence. Why? Because the market didn't go straight up, it came down again all the way here. So don't know if there is a fresh seller here and breakdown, then again I'll be in a loss rate. So again here I didn't take any trade on the demand zone breakout. So what I did is simply waited. So if you see this, right, so demand zone breakout, it didn't feel the demand zone because the SL is not taken out. What happened is later supply zones are created here. So I thought once the supply zone is created, this will be the level to take trade short. But I do have a demand zone, so I had to wait until the demand zone failure to take the short trade here. So interestingly, what happened is the supply zones got stopped out. The closing on Tuesday came above the supply zone SL. Though the settlement closing is different, on the chart I could see that close is above that. So when this is happening, what I did is I took long positions in both Nifty and Sensex. So that helped me to capture this move again. Now see, this came all the way to this supply zone. This supply zone is sitting at what value? Let me show it. What is that? 25,037. What is this value? 35.70. Okay. Now, as a first step, here we didn't test it, but this is the second time it is touching this supply zone. So obviously there is some profit booking. I'm not sure if this is a fresh selling or what. So I had to book my positions immediately at 25,030. That is what today's trade happened. Now, do I have any indication for the next trade? I don't know. I held my Nifty longs carried from here. I didn't cover them yet. But Sensex, which I carried yesterday, I covered once Nifty touched this level. Because Sensex expiry happens tomorrow, so premium can come down drastically. Indeed, it came down like that. So all my gains would have just got erased if I held that trade. So what I did is covered my positions in the morning itself, and that is a help. So this is the story behind my indicator. Now let's see what do we have for tomorrow. There is no indicator for me today, so I don't have anything. So I have a indication that the indicator can happen like this. Like this is the sell. Once it breaks here, from here the selling will start. Below 24,870, supply zone gets created like this, a big one. And this will be the sell zone. And this is the demand zone. Obviously, if it comes all the way back here, it can break down this, and taking short positions at 24,700 will be awesome. Markets can crash like anything. At least it can give me 400 to 500 points below 24,700. Okay, that is one scenario. If market does that, if market break down 24,870, so and eventually it comes down to 700 levels. So supply demand zone will be violated, and here the best trade can trigger below 24,700, which can give 4 to 500 points easily. Okay, that's one thing. Now this will be a demand zone or supply, sorry, demand zone again. If it breaks out 24,000, what is the level I see there? 25,015. If it just closes above this, again I'll have a buying scenario. I'll continue because there's no surety here. In this case, I have to keep the levels small. First target will be 25,090 because there is no liquidity grab in terms of like here. If I get a seller, if the seller is broke out, the short covering also will add. Here there is no short covering scenario. Short covering scenario may occur above this level, which is 25,250. Okay, for now the seller is quiet. I don't think it'll, yeah, 24,300, 25,300 above only we can see a big short covering. But for now, if in case a breakout happens like this, you might see some 25,100, 25,090 most probably, 90 or 80 levels, and it's safe to book here. That's one scenario. Okay, I'll not keep a much bigger targets at this stage. Okay, because the setup is not so great. In case so this thing is, this can still I'm like build up. I'm like, there's no clarity on as of now. It need not be a straight away sell off, right? So it can be a different story as well. It can evolve during intraday. So until these setups gets confirmed on the chart, I'll not take any trade. So what can happen to tomorrow is, let's say this happens, and this happens, and this breakout, this will be the best scenario to take trade. This will be the best scenario to take trade for longs. Thing is, above this, there will be a demand zone, a supply zone, and a supply zone failure. All these things should happen. Okay, this makes it an interesting scenario. So this scenario is really good for longs. If this happens during intraday around 2 p.m. or 1:30 p.m., I think Sensex can give a jackpot expiry. If this happens, you have to wait all through this cycle, and in this part, you can take the trade. For that, you need to really wait patiently for the chart to develop. So, in a nutshell, the point is that there is no indication now to take any trade. A breakout about 25,015, take a trade till 25,080 to 90, and just leave it for the day. Let chart develop beyond that because there is no good indication today. Tomorrow it can make a different chart and that can give a good indication. See, yesterday on expiry closing, it gave a good indication, but it gave a good returns today. Like that, we need to just wait. Okay, that's what I can say for option buyer tomorrow. So, as of today, there is no indications on the chart to make any sort of plans. Okay, there is nothing on the chart to plan to say that market will do that. So we don't know. Anything can happen tomorrow. So let chart develop for tomorrow. Maybe today, whoever captured the gap can sit quietly for at least a day. The only one thing I'm telling about tomorrow jackpot expiry in Sensex is if in case. Okay, let's look at the Sensex chart directly. That's better. Okay, that's a story here in Sensex. You see this, right? Sensex, this is the supply zone breakout happened, and that gave a good sell. Sorry, good buy or a carry, and this gave me this. So, okay. There's some 81,800 is there for longs. Yeah, Sensex first target for me will be 81,800. Okay, 81,800. 81,800 in Sensex. Beyond that, I'll not. Okay, only trade for tomorrow is in Sensex if there is a long opportunity target for 81,800. That's it. Nothing beyond that. Nothing beyond that. Forget about rest of the things. Just plan only that. You have to choose in case if you are taking a trade, manage your risk and choose a strike such that you will be in profit, strike and premium both, such that you will be in profit on set hit 81,800. Beyond that, I'll rest my case. I'll not trade after that. If it breaks out, okay, let it. So there is a chance of some volatility about that. But okay, at least for tomorrow, as there is nothing on the chart created today, we'll just settle for 81,800. If in case the sell-off comes, no, I'll not trade on the downside. On the upside trade, I'll be considering for tomorrow. So, it happens, let it happen. Once there is something on the chart, we can decide on the trade. But on the long side, 81,800 seems a possible hit for tomorrow. Maybe it may hit immediately in the morning, but let's see how it plays out. That's it, guys. Thank you.